So we know that for our students, they are innovators. They are changing. They are creative and dynamic. And we know that Jewish life has to be those things as well.
I think the thing about Rashi that makes it innovative is that by adding spiritual and religious dimensions, that led to having integrated children.
Today we have our design day, in which we are learning how to design water filters, which connects to our curriculum of Shomrei Adamah and Jewish Studies, which is taking care of the earth.
Design Day gives students an opportunity to go through the engineering design process.
This is foam, and we put a balloon around it to keep it safe, so when it drops off, it could fall onto the foam and it could keep a nice padding for it.
So in my world of entrepreneurship, it's all about running experiments and testing hypotheses. And what I see the Rashi School doing for our kids is encouraging them to take risks, to run experiments, to put themselves out there a little bit.
How to learn, how to ask questions. Those are skills that they're going to need no matter what job they take, no matter what our world looks like in 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years. We want them to be able to be leaders, but we need to give them the skills to do that. And I think that's at the heart of what we do at Rashi.
If this works, it will probably be our best design yet.
What's impressed me about working here at Rashi is that we're always sort of on the cutting edge. We're early adopters.
A lot of what we do at Rashi is through exploration. We encourage kids to ask questions of each other, of teachers, so it's really getting to an answer in many different ways.
Our students are encouraged to look at these issues through a new lens every day, such that they are asking themselves, how is this relevant to me now? How can I make meaning of this so that I can impact the world tomorrow?
I came to talk to 8th graders about my work. I do stem cell research, and I got great questions. Questions about how we can actually take a stem cell and make a specific organ or tissue that which is exactly the type of questions we are asking ourselves as scientists. So I'm amazed.
We show them an introduction to how to use the programming, and then it's their turn to experiment, to use trial and error, to find out what works, to use their own intuitions, and discover things that they never knew they could do before.
We want to constantly be asking ourselves, what is going to make the most powerful Rashi education?
When we do things like Scratch and robotics and all these projects where we really want them to explore, we don't give them help. We actually take a much more of a back seat and let them figure it out and work together, and don't give them the answer, because there is no one right answer.
We're learning things about geometry, about things that are called Euclidean axioms, and this in other schools isn't learned until 9th grade advanced math. And we're learning that sometimes you have to break the barriers of what others are doing to get into what's really important.
Stimulating that now from this young age, how to think, how to use innovation in this troubleshooting and problem solving, I think is key.
I want to learn about how remote controls work.
We're doing a project about Israel in Jewish Studies right now. Some people are making PowerPoints. I myself am making a video.
6 kids sat around the table with a subject they were not familiar with, and so rapidly, in just, 45 minutes, put together a full presentation. It's really amazing.
To me, it's a lovely thing that we're taking this ancient tradition and this most modern methodology and putting them together. We're going to continue to use technology, and technology is going to continue to change, and we're going to continue to change how we use it, because we need to keep thinking about what works best for our students and for learning.
I think in the broader definition, I always kind of drive in and see this multi-generational campus and just think of just how unbelievably innovative that is. It makes so much sense. It's one of those, the simplest, the revelation tends to come from total simplicity, and is certainly a model that I think is innovative and should be copied time and time again.
The partnership with the Epiphany School has been extraordinary. It's always been our hope and our dream that the Rashi students would have an opportunity to come together with these students and examine and talk about and delve deep into issues that affect all of us.
Look around the Boston Jewish community at various organizations. I think you'll be hard-pressed not to find a Rashi parent or community member or alumni, graduate of the school involved in these organizations at a very high leadership position. And I think it says a lot about not only the community of the school, but the students that are produced.
Our exchange program with the Leo Beck School in Haifa is truly groundbreaking.
And they're connecting along a few things. First of all, they're connecting as Jews. They're connecting as people who care deeply about Israel. They're connecting as native Hebrew speakers and native English speakers, each struggling to communicate in the other one's language.
I'll remember the students, I'll remember the teachers, I'll remember how they love each other. I remember how the kids were so happy when we went into their classes and presented the Israel Day project.
To me, one of the most innovative things that I experienced at Rashi that I think is still very innovative today and would even be for adults is the Tamchlui process. And that idea of giving strategically and not just for the sake of giving at all is something that I think the world needs a lot more of.
About 4 years ago, I co-founded a nonprofit called Pasan, and we do adolescent health education in India.
Rashi taught me how to think creatively and critically, and I'm thrilled to continue doing so by helping early-stage Israeli startups through my work at Mass Challenge.
Kids who are mensches, kids who go out into the world and know that they have the power to make the world a better place.
One of the things we feel very strongly about is that the Rashi School remains accessible to as large a population as possible, regardless of economic means.
The reason Judaism has been able to survive is because we have transformed, we have innovated, we've made it pertinent. So here at Rashi, when we teach and live Jewish life, we want it to be something that our students internalize and something that speaks to them. We want Jewish life to not feel separate from the rest of their existence, but integral to their existence.
What they're seeded with, what they come out with, that can-do attitude, that ability to say, and I think that comes from Tikkun Olam, which is so central to Rashi's philosophy. But that ability to say, I can change the world, I can impact the world, and I can make a start in a small way. Kids are imbued with that. That is innovative. That's broadly innovative.